Hello, Allison. I'm Mr. Hand with a special Get Well song just for you. If you want Ellie to get better, clap your hand. If you want Ellie to get better, clap your hand. If you want her to get better, don't give her an itchy sweater. If you want her to get better, clap your hand. 'Cause her doctors and her nurses are the best. 'Cause her doctors and her nurses are the best. The best doctors and the nurses, so we put them in these verses, 'cause her doctors and her nurses are the best. Okay, doctors and nurses, the next verse is a special verse, just for Allie. So leave her room for just a little bit, then come back for the big finale. Bye, doctors and nurses. Great job. Bye. Are they gone? It's hard to see from here, but yeah, I think they're gone. Okay, Allie, sorry about the silly song, but I had to get any medical personnel out of your room. I know you've been having a tough time there. Probably hasn't been a night that's gone by that you haven't been lying awake thinking, when I'm stuck in this hospital, how can I possibly make life better for Mr. Hand? Well, don't worry. There is something you can do for me. Get me an MRI scanner. Here's a picture of what one looks like. Okay, see? High-tech, state-of-the-art stuff. Okay, Allie, those things are really expensive. Even a used one goes for over $100,000. You do this right and we'll both make a lot of money. Now here's the plan. Here's step one. You're going to need to find out where the MRI room is. It should say MRI room on the door. Now, you've got to be subtle. You can't just ask a nurse, say, I want to take one of your MRI scanner thingies. What room would those be in? No. Be subtle. Say something like, say, I had a bet with one of those other kids here, the one that doesn't like nurses, and he said that all your MRI scanners were on the roof, and I said he was wrong. Which one of us is right? Oh, I knew it. Oh, great. So say, if he doesn't believe me, can you tell me exactly where the MRI scanners are so I can prove that he's wrong? Okay, so that's step one. Now, step two, you're going to have to get to the MRI room. Okay, this is just kind of for scale. This is the MRI, that's why the arrow is pointing to this thing. See how it looks exactly like the picture I showed you? And then this is you. Now, normally, I would just tell you, okay, it looks heavy, but just bend with your knees. But I looked online and it actually weighs 4,960 pounds. So you might need a little help because you're not feeling too well. So that brings us to step three. So here's what you'll need to do. You just install a pulley there in the ceiling tile, up on the ceiling there. And you're going to need about 15 to 20 feet of rope. You toss that over the pulley, tie on this edge here onto the top of the MRI, and then you're still probably going to have to pull pretty hard. Like I said, it weighs about 2.5 tons. Pull, you can do it. Okay, now step four. You're going to want to have a wheelchair nearby, and then when you've pulled the MRI machine up, you kind of kick the wheelchair directly under it, and then gently, remember it's an expensive piece of equipment, gently lower the MRI, lower it like that, yeah, onto the wheelchair. Alright, now, it's going to look a little suspicious if you wheel an MRI scanner out of the MRI room. So first, you're going to need to do step 5. Take about 18 hospital sheets and sew them all together, and then you just drape it over the wheelchair. See how you can still see the wheels, so you know it's a wheelchair? Pretty cool, huh? Alright, so now, if you wheel that out, people will either think you're just delivering laundry or like a really fat ghost. Okay, you're almost done. That just leaves step 6. Okay, now see in step 6, here's the doctor, and here's you. And he might get suspicious and say, hey, is that mine? And you just say, no, it's mine. Ha ha. See, it's your room. Now, he might still get a little suspicious. So if he says anything like, well, where did you get that? You just say, I found it. Now that should be enough to, keep him from getting suspicious. But if he still gives you lip and he says something else, like, are you sure that's yours? You just say, hey, I don't see your name on it. You might actually want to check and make sure it doesn't say Children's Memorial Hospital on it anywhere. If it does, you're probably going to need to file that off or pry it off with a screwdriver. Okay, now this next step is very important. It's how we split the money. Wait, I think I hear the doctors and nurses coming back. Okay, I'll have to tell you about that later. 'Cause her doctors and her nurses are the best. 'Cause they're doctors and they're nurses, oh, we put them in the verses, and her doctors and her nurses are the best. Okay, Allie, that's all. Bye for now. Get well soon. Bye. Bye. Goodbye. I'm Mr. Hand.